The internet is on fire. One single video, just 90 seconds long, has turned Atlanta's closest friendship into its most explosive scandal. In the grainy clip, Tiny Harris can be seen shouting, her voice cracking with fury. Then chaos, screams, movement, a blur of hands, and sudden silence. Seconds later, headlines flood every screen. Tiny Harris arrested after attacking Kandi Burruss. But this isn't just a fight between friends. It's the collapse of a sisterhood built on secrets. For years, Tiny and Kandi have been inseparable. Music partners, reality TV icons, and family. So what went wrong? What pushed Tiny to the edge? And why does that footage look a little too perfectly timed to be an accident? Some fans swear it's proof of betrayal. Others insist it's a setup, a carefully planned trap meant to destroy everything Tiny built. But one thing's certain, the story you're about to hear isn't what it seems. Because behind the viral headlines lies a truth darker than anyone expected. And it all started with a secret neither woman wanted exposed. The internet can turn a whisper into a hurricane. That's exactly what happened the night Tiny Harris's world imploded. The clip didn't even last 2 minutes. Just a shaky phone video, voices shouting, a blur of motion, then a scream that sliced through the noise. People online slowed it down frame by frame, analyzing every pixel like it was evidence from a crime scene. Within an hour, every gossip page, blog, and trending feed carried the same headline: Tiny Harris arrested after attacking Kandi Burruss. No one knew where the clip came from. Some claimed it was filmed by a bystander at a private industry event. Others swore it was leaked security footage. The only thing everyone agreed on was what it showed: Tiny lunging forward, Kandi's voice shouting, people rushing to separate them, and Tiny's face twisted with anger and heartbreak. At first, fans didn't believe it. Tiny and Kandi had been friends for over a decade, sisters in the spotlight, bonded by loyalty, music, and history. They had weathered rumors before, but this time felt different. This was raw, real, the kind of fight that comes not from hate, but from love gone bad. People started digging, connecting dots, pulling up old interviews and cryptic posts, desperate to understand how it all came to this. Just a week earlier, Tiny had promised to reveal her receipts in a live stream watched by millions. The internet had been waiting for the drop, expecting juicy secrets or screenshots exposing the truth behind the infamous T-tape and the betrayal that followed. But before those receipts ever saw daylight, this fight erupted. Suddenly, nobody was talking about the tape anymore. They were asking whether Tiny Harris had finally lost control. Police reports said the altercation took place at a private lounge in downtown Atlanta. The two women were reportedly meeting to talk things out off camera, away from the noise. But something went wrong. Witnesses described raised voices, tears, and then an explosion of anger. By the time officers arrived, Kandi had already left, and Tiny was in handcuffs, her makeup smeared, her voice hoarse from yelling. When she was escorted out, paparazzi were already waiting. The flash of cameras caught her expression, somewhere between rage and regret. The next morning, the world had already taken sides. Hashtags flooded every platform, hashtag Team Tiny and hashtag Team Kandi, battling it out across millions of posts. Some defended Tiny, saying she'd been pushed past her breaking point. Others accused her of being violent, unstable, or desperate to stay relevant. Every outlet had its own source close to the situation, each telling a different version of events. TMZ called it a friendship gone nuclear. The Shade Room called it karma finally catching up. Meanwhile, Tiny's team went completely silent. Her social media accounts stayed dark. Kandi, on the other hand, posted a single message to her story: protect your peace, even from those you love. No names, no explanation, but everyone knew exactly who she meant. That one post lit another firestorm. Was Kandi playing the victim? Or was she warning people about something darker behind the scenes? By afternoon, fans had already found patterns. Old clips resurfaced. An argument during a reality show taping, a side-eye during an interview, an awkward laugh on stage. Fans turned detectives, weaving theories from fragments. Some said Kandi had been jealous for years. Others claimed Tiny had always been the loyal one. A few even suggested the fight was staged for attention, until the police report leaked, shutting that theory down fast. The real question was, why now? What could push a woman like Tiny, composed, careful, media-trained, to snap so completely? Rumors swirled that she had confronted Kandi about new evidence, something even more damaging than the tape. A message, a recording, something that could ruin reputations. But if that's true, it hasn't surfaced yet. People close to both women said the fight wasn't supposed to happen. It was meant to be closure. Tiny had been carrying months of humiliation, public betrayal, and constant speculation. She'd been called weak by people who didn't even know half the story. She went to that meeting to end the drama, not ignite it. But closure and forgiveness are dangerous things when trust has already been shattered. An eyewitness later told a blogger the argument started quietly, voices low, almost civil. But then Kandi said something that changed everything. Nobody caught exactly what it was. All they saw was Tiny stand up, trembling, and say, "You think this is funny?" Moments later, a drink spilled, a chair toppled, someone screamed for security. The video that followed captured only the aftermath, the chaos that turned private pain into public spectacle. That's how it happens in this world. One mistake, one heated second, and the internet decides who you are. Tiny Harris, villain, victim, or viral content. Kandi Burruss, betrayed friend or silent mastermind. And somewhere behind the noise, someone, the person who leaked that video, was watching it all unfold exactly as planned. The footage might have ended after 90 seconds, but the fallout was just beginning. Tiny's mugshot became a meme within hours. Late-night hosts made jokes. Reaction channels uploaded breakdowns every hour, chasing clicks and theories. Everyone wanted the inside scoop, but no one wanted the truth. It was too messy, too human. And in the middle of it all, one detail kept disappearing. The quiet moment just before the fight when Tiny reportedly whispered, "You already did this to me once." Nobody knows what she meant. But if you listen closely in the background of the viral video, right before the chaos starts, you can hear Kandi's voice say something that was never supposed to be heard. And maybe that's where the real story begins. The morning after Tiny's arrest, Atlanta felt heavy. The air itself seemed to buzz with curiosity and gossip. Reporters camped outside both women's homes. Drones hovered above gated driveways. Gossip bloggers streamed live from parked cars, waiting for a glimpse, a quote, anything. This wasn't news anymore. It was a spectacle. Inside her quiet home, Kandi Burruss hadn't slept. Her phone vibrated nonstop, but she couldn't bring herself to touch it. Every notification was another headline, another betrayal of privacy. She replayed the footage in her mind again and again, Tiny's voice trembling with rage, her own words twisted and amplified by the internet, the sound of glass breaking. It wasn't supposed to go that far. Kandi had agreed to meet Tiny to calm things down, not ignite another war. But someone wanted this to explode, and now it had. Her PR team begged her to release a statement. "We need to control the narrative," they said. But Kandi wasn't ready. How do you explain a decade of friendship falling apart in one night? How do you convince millions of strangers that a private moment wasn't a performance? Instead, she stared out the window as the morning light cut through the blinds. Under her breath, she whispered, "They wanted this." Meanwhile, across town, Tiny sat in her lawyer's office, silent as her team argued about strategy. The word assault echoed through the air. She barely heard the rest. Her hands trembled as she scrolled through her phone, memes, hashtags, strangers dissecting her every expression. She snapped. She's done. She finally showed her true colors. But what hurt most wasn't the strangers. It was Kandi's silence. Not a single word, not even a text. Just that cryptic protector piece post that felt like a knife to the chest. Her lawyer leaned forward, calm but firm. "Tiny, if you want to get ahead of this, stay quiet for now. Let us handle it legally." Tiny nodded, but she wasn't really listening. Her mind replayed the meeting. Every word, every look, every moment that led to her breaking point. She hadn't meant to touch Kandi. She just wanted answers. But when Kandi smirked when she said, "You made your bed, now lie in it," something inside Tiny broke. The pain of betrayal collided with months of humiliation. Everything went dark. Of course, the internet didn't care about context. Someone edited the video into a dramatic montage with slow-motion replays, ominous music, and captions like, "Tiny attacks Kandi. Here's the truth." Millions watched, commented, and argued, turning their friendship into entertainment. Even people who'd never heard of them before were suddenly experts on the scandal. Reaction channels popped up overnight. Everyone had an opinion, and every opinion added another layer of distortion. By midday, a new rumor began spreading. A second video existed, longer, clearer, showing what happened before the fight. Bloggers teased it with clickbait titles, claiming it proved who started it. Nobody knew if it was real, but that didn't stop people from believing. Some fans swore they'd seen a leaked snippet where Kandi said, "You brought this on yourself." Others insisted Tiny screamed, "You ruined my family." Then came the bombshell. A voice note leaked on Twitter. It was muffled, emotional, allegedly recorded minutes after the altercation. The woman's voice, shaky, breaking, sounded like Tiny's. "They set me up," she whispered. "It was all planned." She knew cameras were there. The clip went viral in seconds. People slowed it down, compared voices, ran filters, and debated authenticity. But deep down, everyone wanted it to be real. It made the story juicier. Kandi's team immediately denied it, calling it fabricated audio manipulation. But the damage was already done. Tiny's fans flooded social media with heart emojis and support. "We got you, Tiny. You don't deserve this." For the first time since the fight, the tide seemed to shift. That night, Tiny posted a black screen to her Instagram story with just one line. "Not everything is what it looks like." No caption, no tags. Within minutes, her name was trending again. Fans were convinced she had proof that Kandi, or someone else, had orchestrated the entire confrontation. Theories multiplied like wildfire. Some said the lounge's security cameras had been hacked. Others claimed someone sold the footage to gossip sites. Kandi, on the other hand, went silent again. Those close to her said she was terrified. "It's bigger than people think," one insider told a blog. "There's someone pulling strings behind the scenes, and it's not either of them." But the internet didn't want subtlety. It wanted villains. It wanted a story with clear heroes and enemies. And so every narrative became a weapon. By midnight, a mysterious new account appeared on X, claiming to have the real truth. It posted cryptic messages hinting at a conspiracy involving a third party connected to T. The account had no profile picture, no followers, but within an hour, it had tens of thousands of retweets. People began speculating that T himself might have leaked the tape, or even orchestrated the drama to protect his own reputation. Screenshots of alleged DMs between him and Kandi surfaced, though none could be verified. Still, the damage was done. Tiny saw those screenshots and felt her stomach twist. If T had known more than he admitted, if Kandi had protected him instead of her, it meant everything she believed about their friendship was a lie. She grabbed her phone, typed a message to Kandi, then deleted it. There was nothing left to say that wouldn't be twisted or leaked. Outside, the world kept spinning. News outlets called it Atlanta's biggest celebrity meltdown. Influencers joked about the punch heard around the world. But for Tiny and Kandi, there was nothing funny left. The friendship that once felt unbreakable had turned into a weapon. Both women were bleeding from somewhere inside the noise. One line from the leaked voice note haunted everyone who heard it. She knew cameras were there. If that was true, then someone didn't just record a fight, they orchestrated it. And if someone wanted that footage to go viral, it meant this wasn't the end of the story. It was the beginning of something far darker waiting to unfold. The next morning, the mysterious X account posted again. This time, it dropped a blurry screenshot of a text thread. The sender's name was blurred, but the message read, "The cameras were supposed to catch him, not her. Clean it up." Within minutes, every gossip page had reposted it. Tiny's lawyer called immediately. "Stay off your phone," he warned. "Whatever this is, it could affect your case." But Tiny was already scrolling, her heart pounding. Fans were tagging her nonstop, claiming the texts proved she'd been set up. For a moment, she almost felt relief. Maybe now, people would finally see the truth, that she wasn't violent, that she'd been pushed into a corner by something bigger than heartbreak. Meanwhile, Kandi sat in her living room, staring at the same post. Her stomach twisted as she read the words again and again. Catch him, not her. She knew what it meant. Or, at least she thought she did. She'd been warned not to meet Tiny alone that night. Her manager had begged her to bring security, said something felt wrong. But she'd gone anyway, hoping to fix things.